there.
Great answer.
Hello.
Hey, Greg.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Good. All right, so just a couple things related to getting out of the slough real quick. So we've made good progress in getting the applications moved out of there, mostly to Ashburn. Most of the stuff we've moved to Ashburn. So there are a couple that are going to be a little more challenging, just like the Equitrack print stuff. Apparently we can't change the IP addresses of those servers. So I'm talking to James about how to like move that subnet to a cloud region out in the UK so that we can just shift the servers and keep the same IP addresses. But anyway, it's moving along. We got about 30 VMs left to get out of there, and probably I think 6 of them will happen next week. 7 maybe will happen next week. So so good progress. So I was like kind of the target in my head for being like completely done and you know ready to tear things down was mid-May, and then I started thinking today. I was like, I bet we have to give Equinix Cyxtera a certain amount of notice before we get out. And so I asked Craig about that, and he originally thought it was 30 days, and he looked it up and said that it was 60 days. We have to give him 60 days notice before we exit. So it's, you know, my feeling at this point is that we probably want to go ahead and do that prior to the 1st of May, essentially, so that we can get out by June, by end of June, basically, and be able to cut that bill off. But you know, I just wanted to chat about that real quick and see what you know, what you guys thought about that, and if there's something else that I'm forgetting about or something else we should take into consideration there.
I'm good with that, but we should. That's the calendar.
We need a good plan for the hardware too, probably. Either a company to get it, or if we can get some of the guys in UK to get it out of there. But it's going to be a lot, I would imagine, Nick, right? It's going to be 4 cabinets.
Yeah, I mean, it's what, 2 full racks, at least 2.
4.
Or is it?
Well, yeah, I don't know about full, but
right.
I can give you a visual of what they look like, but it's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to.
So there are two hardware systems we need to move to Equinix that I've already been talking to James about. The FireEye Trellix systems we need to move over to Equinix. So I've already kind of chatted with them about having maybe Alpesh and MJ go unrack that stuff and move it, you know, from Cyxtera to Equinix. But then, yeah, disposing of the rest of the hardware we need to figure out. I don't know if, you know, Cyxtera will do it for us, or if we need to, you know, schedule a company to come in and do it.
Yeah, let's see if we can get, well, yeah. I was gonna say Sirius. I've got so many hours of Sirius, but I don't know if I can use them in the UK.
Okay.
We can check, but then what do they do with the gear then? So.
Yeah, we need to find a disposal company because we want the hard drives to be properly destroyed, disposed of.
Can Adam help us with that, or well, can Alpesh help track? Adam probably has a vendor.
Yeah, I'll check with, that's a good idea. I'll check with Adam and Tony maybe and see if they have someone they can recommend to come in and help us with that, and then and then Alpesh and MJ maybe can go actually pull the gear and, you know, or escort the company or whatever we have to do. So
And network gear, the network team's okay with,
and
just
Tony
hosting
maybe and see if they have someone they can
value to them.
We know obviously we need to. We'll leave it up to them. You know, James has not indicated in any of the conversations I've had there's anything they want to keep there. You know, I think they've spent the money in the POP and Equinix more than anything, and so I don't think there's anything they'll want to keep. But you know,
Okay.
I'll sit out that way if you want.
Bring it over to them as well.
I'm gonna wrap this call as quick as possible. I don't know why this schedule on Friday.
So yeah, that was it. Just wanted to check in on that, but it sounds like if we want to, to me it seems reasonable that we can move forward with being out of there by June 30th, basically. But it just puts it. We need to give them notice that we're going to do that, and it puts it as that's a solid date on the calendar now. We really have to.
Yeah. So.
To proceed.
Craig, can you schedule a meeting for early next week with George, James, the three of us?
I'm installing it, but I'm just going to just
I guess Steve does Steve have stuff there?
Yeah, he's got a couple AD servers there.
Steve and Michael, and that way we can just all of us make sure. Well, I would have preferred to do it on the GOS call, but timing wise, if we want to do it by the 1st, let's just have a quick meeting to everyone, good with us, and before Craig reaches out and does this, we want to go through this. This is what we're planning on doing. Everyone good?
Okay.
Leave.
So you have 7.
I'm using my manners right now.
At least like 23, and then we have to get the hardware. I guess the hardware is a day, but it's just coordinating and getting the right vendor to go and pick it up. So maybe that's not as much time as I think it is supposed to.
Let me ask you this: Are we creating a rush? Right, because as soon as Craig does that, then the clock starts. We've got 2 months to finish things. Right?
So I don't think so. I mean, I was originally thinking we could reasonably be out of there by the end of May.
I'm by the big
I was
tree
thinking
wall.
mid-May for getting workloads out of there, and then
I repeat, I am by the big tree
having
wall.
the hardware out of there.
Giving
but
out
if
my
we have 50
location
days
so I can.
notice, that's
Yeah.
not going to happen.
Right.
I think it's a reasonable amount of time.
This is comp and y'all can't
the
even do
reason I was
that.
kind of pushing hard on it was from the conversations we've had in the past that we're paying month to month now.
Yeah.
We're going to hit a time at which it would have made sense to renew the contract for a year, and it seems like if we can save that money, that's
100, absolutely. But I don't want you or to be up against it. Well, now we got a week left, and that because we told them we'd be out, now we got to be out. So because we're in control of the schedule right now. Once we pull that lever, it's not. So I
It's your
just
stream code.
Once we sign it, it's a hard deadline. We have to make it. But
because paying an extra month, it's 10 grand. It's not.
Yeah.
This is you've squeezed and spent more on AWS.
I need 5,600, so you have to pack it up.
Peg is like the new update.
Half a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a reasonable deadline.
Hello?
I mean, I guess, if we get a call next week and we ask them and somebody else expresses concern, and then, we can back off it and, and say, okay, we'll give you a little more time. The one that's the biggest wild card and that's kind of driving the network issues as well is the Equitrax stuff. And I had a call with Michael Grease earlier this week, like Monday, and was asking him about that stuff. And then, he sent me to Sherry and David Canham because they dealt with it to some degree when we moved to Ashburn. And, he said, we're not going to be done with printer migrations until mid to end of summer, which is probably more like end of summer since Europe goes on vacation for all of summer. So, September, maybe October, and that means that we've got to keep those. We have 3 print servers in Slough that have to keep their host names and IP addresses until September or October, and so I think shifting those to the cloud is the easiest thing, and as long as the network team can make that happen. But that's kind of the biggest wild card, I would say, in everything is making sure we can get those to a place where we don't break printing for all of Europe.
Right. Okay. All right.
So yeah, anyway,
Might be good to put together a little project checklist here to make sure we've got everything we need to dot our I's and cross the, to get out of there.
yeah.
I don't know, Craig, if you want to run it as a little project.
Okay.
Just
I did a project to
to exit.
refresh it. So now, I'll change that one.
Yeah. Hey, and if you could make a,
from 2 years ago.
yeah, hopefully you actually get out of this data center instead of like what you did in Sanford.
The UPS is coming.
Buying UPSs for the data center that we're not in anymore.
Just had the fire alarms tested, so yeah.
We've got, today we have, what, three data centers, 3.25 data centers that we're in. Cool. All right. Well, this is good. Yeah, I think it makes sense timing wise that let's go. We think we can do it 2 months.
Yeah.
We just want to make sure there's nothing we're not seeing here. The goal is, again, we'll see. 3.25 data centers that don't apply unnecessary pressure to our teams. We don't have to.